Hi and welcome to another episode of Cafe Chronicles. Steve and Dan here. Just wanted to bring you guys a little bit of an update to kind of show you where we are with the budget build. We have a whole load of half-tanked pieces that we kind of wanted to show you guys, let you know where we are, what we're up to, so that you know what's going on.
Behind door number one, the first item on our to-do list, which for those of you that have watched from the very beginning will know that is a massive thorn in our side. Hold your applause. The seat.
It doesn't look great.
All right, so we attempted to do this with a sewing machine meant to hem curtains and maybe the occasional jean. And what we ran into was a plethora of tension settings and speed settings and the foot not being right and drag and on and on and on. You'll see some of that footage come out when we release the episode, but if you look super close at the stitching, I mean, we do have some nice quilting that's starting, but oh my God, that is not what I want on a finished product. So you can see that the stitching just sort of wanders, the space between the stitching varies. It's just an absolute mess. So there's a couple of different solutions that we could do. We're gonna try to come up with a bunch of different ideas, but at the end of the day, we still need to make a seat. So that's something that we'll share with you when we figure out how to not do this.
The seat. I hate the f***ing seat.
The f***ing seat.
And like a major culprit is the thickness, right? I don't know if you guys remember, the leather is beautiful in this. It's like, what did you say? It's 2.5 mil or something?
It's between 5 and 6 ounces.
Between 5 and 6 ounces, so it's really thick. But the problem is, it's too thick for a seat. Unless you were just gonna have a single piece kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But for what we're looking for, it's a little bit thick. But Dan's got some ideas, so...
One thing that I found out is that you can have, I believe, up to 60% recycled leather in a leather product for it to be called leather. So a lot of times when you have a cheap pair of leather shoes, the cheap belt that you bought at the supermarket,
a leather sex toy or whip.
A leather dildo, but also a lot of car seats. When you see an old leather car seat that's all cracked and peeling, leather doesn't do that. Recycled leather does. They make it similar to how they make McDonald's chicken nuggets. But if you use a product like that, you could have a very thin leather that you could do this at home with, or you could supplement it with vinyl. But the problem is, we went with an actual 100% whole grain 5 ounce leather that you would make a saddle out of, or a coat out of, or a whip. But this is probably not what you would find on an actual motorcycle seat, so shame on us.
It's more like on a horse.
It'll last forever.
Yeah.
If we could get around the problems that we're having.
Next up is the tank. With this, we started this ages ago. We had some problems with it. We'll show you guys an episode on it where we found more colors on this thing than there are in the rainbow, and not half as pretty. It looked like some sort of a weird chew toy or something, I don't know. We've done some leveling, we've videoed it all for you guys, and we will make an episode, a full episode on the tank, but we've put some filler in here. You'll see here it's pretty rough. We've put some Bondo in here, and all we have to do is kind of sand this out, and then we will be priming it again, sanding it to try and find some highs and lows on it, and we will get it to a stage where it's ready for painting. But that's sort of an ongoing project that we have with it. Also, we're going to do an episode fully on putting our decal on here as well, and we'll show you how to set it up, how to put that print file together in Photoshop, what formats you need, and then maybe even who online you can send it to and get it all printed up. So we're gonna have a little look at that. But yeah, it's kind of, again, one of those projects where, because every time you prime it, you gotta leave it, we only usually work on it one evening of the week. So it means we can't go and kind of go on to the next step.
All right, so one of the other hiccups that we've had is the controls. We're more or less ready to get everything on. The master cylinder, the brake master cylinder, has thrown us for an absolute loop. There's a bunch of aftermarket ones out there that have the big reservoir sticking off the handle, and it's not an aesthetic that we particularly like, so we thought we would rebuild the main one. And as you can see, well, as you can see why, not only does it integrate with the style and everything else, it's nice and flat, it's nice and cool, this was our biggest issue. This came out out with, and I forget how heavy it is, I'll have to weigh it. I want to say a 700-pound sledge. It's probably just a 10-pound, but it felt very, very heavy. I may just need to go to the gym. This was incredibly seized. You can see how much damage was done to the top here to get this thing out. You still have to see the board to see if it's usable, but that vid will be coming soon, hashtag spoiler alert. But we need to get this cleaned up, we need to get this rebuilt, assuming that the bore will actually seal, having fun with controls. The other thing is, we tried to do a nice job repainting all of the old controls because there's nothing really wrong with them, but as you can see, there's a whole bunch of lettering that's put on these that we've painted over that we need to figure out, because it's easy enough for a rider to be able to sort of figure out what it is, but it's nice to actually know what the buttons do. So we're gonna need to figure out a way to get inside these recesses and fill them with some sort of color so that we know what everything does, and also rebuild them and also all that other fun stuff. So a lot more work than we anticipated in getting these controls done.
But they're gonna look great.
Well, we hope so.
They're gonna look good.
We're assuming that the bike is gonna look great.
Maybe great's an oversell. They're gonna look better.
They're gonna look.
Alright, so another thing here too, we're gonna rebuild these carbs. We have some carb kits on order, and one thing that you may notice here is that these are all mixed, a bit of a mixed match, and some of them have been treated and some of them haven't. This here has some pretty bad rust on it, and over here you'll see like a huge amount of pitting over here as well. So what we're thinking is we're going to give them a good cleaning, and we're probably going to paint the caps here with a kind of a textured paint, and I think that'll, you know, prevent them from rusting any further, you know, keep things moving in the right direction for us. We'll take apart the whole carbs and we'll ultrasonically clean each part of them here as well, just to make sure that they're going to be running, because as we all know, what happens is as soon as we go to start this bike up, the carbs will be the thing that cause the most problem. So the best chance that we can give ourselves is to clean the absolute out of these things.
The literal
And you know, these are 40-year-old carbs. Dan's had the bike for 4 years, 4 years, and you know, and before that they could have been sitting for 10 years, and before that, when was the last time they were cleaned? Who knows? So we're gonna have to really go through them, but that'll make the difference with getting everything running nicely. It should be a good little episode too, and we'll make sure to go through in detail and show you how we do that. So hopefully that helps to kind of give you an idea of where we are, what we're up to. We're not just kicking back, enjoying beers every week and forgetting to film things for you guys. So we've got lots of good content coming up, and we'll have episodes and all of that stuff to try and get you guys up to speed and try and get Dan on that bike. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell so that you'll get notifications on all of our new videos and stay up to date. And the likes and the subscribes really help the channel as well, so thanks for that. So thanks for tuning in, and stay safe.